At the last meeting, Commissioner Norm read a statement. You were asked how you wanted to respond to that statement. You said that you would respond at the next meeting in 30 days in a written statement. So I'm asking you as a member, are you going to respond to us tonight in a written statement that you, as you told us you were going to do?
After reviewing the paperwork, I decided it wasn't worthy for my response because it wasn't an official documentative cause of action. And there was no counts presented, and there was no authoritative authority behind.
Okay, Tom. Here's what I'm going to do, Tom. Tom, this is what I'm going to do, Tom. I'm going to give you once again 2 choices. Do you want to have your fate decided tonight, or do you want to have a hearing that we will schedule? Those are your only 2 choices.
How do you define fate?
I named what I believe that your fate would be. A, that somebody motions that we just take this into under consideration and move forward. B, that you have some type of a punitive action taken against you. Or C, that you're removed from our board, which the statute does allow us to do.
The Starke County Council attorney said that there's a charge under 36-2-3-9.
Yeah, the charge was read by Commissioner Norm last meeting.
Does she have authority? Did she do that in her in persona?
Commissioner Norm is the county executive and does have authority to also raise evidence against you as a county councilman, yes.
So she did it in her official capacity?
Yes, she did.
Was that approved by the other?
It doesn't have to be approved, we were in joint meeting.
The board did actually, and this board approved the decision, so, you know.
So again, I'm leaving 2 choices to you, because we have to conduct business here. Really, you were given 30 days, and we expected you to have some kind of, actually a notice before this in writing. So
after studying it, it's a private in persona.
you should have also communicated that in writing within 30 days, if that's what your decision was going to be. So,
well, here's my official response right now. That is a civil my in persona civil cause of action. It's not a criminal cause of action, and it's not an official capacity.
Sir, this is not a courtroom. You are under the rules of the county council, and you're under our rules tonight. So
can I get a copy of those rules?
You were given a copy when you.
The thing that applies, in fact, you've seen, I'm sure, the rules of conduct. Have you not?
I did see the rules of conduct.
Okay, fair enough. Now, the other one is that statute, which is the legislature's conferring of that authority to the council. There's not a great deal of procedural information provided in that. However, that authority is given to the council by statute. It's not a legislative authority. It's an administrative authority.
So I feel like you're being defiant with me, sir. I'm going to give you one more chance, and then I'm going to make the decision. Would you like to have a hearing about this in 10 to 14 days, or would you like us to decide as a board tonight how we will proceed?
I don't have nothing to say.
Then I'll take a motion from the board on what we will.
Can I just advise the board for a minute? I think at this point it's your decision what you want to do. You can either, in my opinion, in a situation like this, the person that is subject of the complaint has the right to decide whether they want a hearing or not. We haven't got a straight answer on whether he wants a hearing or not. So, and if he doesn't want a hearing, he doesn't have to have one. It's his right not to do it. And so it's really your decision now whether you want to have a hearing and develop facts in addition, look at it more closely, or whether you want to go ahead and make a decision. And then if Mr. DeCola doesn't appreciate the decision or doesn't like it, he does have the right to appeal.
So
you understand that, Mr. DeCola? You have the right to appeal any decision they make. That would be a court, actually. Okay. And do you want me to go through on the statute? There's 3 different, on the ordinance, there were several different things that you could do in terms of what you would do after a complaint of this nature.
Well,
I'll make a motion that we have the, hearing. I want him to have every opportunity to defend himself. If he doesn't wanna do it tonight in front of all these people, and I don't think we're ready as a board to make a decision on a discipline today.
I have a motion from Brad, is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion from Brad, I have a second from Tom. And I'm gonna take a roll call on this. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
It's one aye, two ayes, sorry. And then opposed?
Nay.
4 nays. So would somebody else like to make a different motion?
I'd like to make a motion to strike the proceedings over this subject matter, especially in the minutes of the last meeting.
I believe you already made that motion. And it died for the lack of a second. Are there any other motions on this matter?
Can I ask Tom a question?
Sure.
Tom, I'm asking you as a fellow board member. You said at the last meeting you would respond to those charges in writing, sir. And tonight you have not done it. Would you please tell us why? I came tonight expecting to hear a response from you, and I'm not hearing it. Can you tell me why you're not responding in writing like you told us you were going to?
After reviewing the paperwork that was handed to me, I read it and I decided that it was my in persona civil cause of action, that it wasn't an authoritative official cause of action. So I decided it's not worthy to even respond to it.
So you want to be kicked off of the council?
No, I'd like to keep my seat, and I'm going to do everything in my means to keep my seat and defend my seat. And if that requires me to go to court, if because of an adverse decision of this board, I'm going to do that.
Do you want to make a motion? Do you want to make a motion?
I make a motion we follow through with what we started with.
What would be the outcome of the vote?
Was it the removal, or can that be done tonight, or?
Well, there's not a great deal of guidance in the statute. The statute says, as I read it, that you have the authority to remove a member for being unable or let me read it again. Sorry. Make sure I get this correct. That's the guidance that you have. The statute is, you may expel any member of fiscal body for violation of an official duty, or declare any seat of any member vacant if the member is unable or fails to perform the duties of their office. A 2/3 vote is required to expel excuse me, or vacate a member's seat. Those are two separate things. One's the result is the same, I think. You either vacate the seat or expel, and I think the difference is a person is expelled if there's a violation of an official duty.
Vacate would be like if they're in Florida and not doing
Right,
their
and if
job
they don't
anymore.
show up. Or actually, if they're just unable, that's another thing you could determine. If a person is unable to perform their duties, they might have a medical condition, for example, where they're unable to perform their duties, and that would be a vacation. I think the result, in all practical sense, is the same, because it says a 2/3 vote is required to expel or vacate a member's seat. And I would remind you also that the resolution, in addition, provides for a warning letter or also a censure as being lesser sanctions that you can impose. Those aren't listed under the statute, but I think they're inherent in any body of your nature that you can do that. You'll note that happens like in Congress sometimes. Hope that's helpful.
So, Brad proposed the hearing, but it didn't, you know, it died. I believe Marty's saying though that, were you saying earlier possibly that he does have the right to an appeal?
Well, he definitely has the right to an appeal. If you,
Okay.
whatever,
So technically
no
he
matter
still has
how
the
you
right to
do
a
it, he's
hearing.
got the right to an appeal for sure. To the trial court for for a review of these proceedings.
He could, well, I mean, could he not just appeal to the council and the council has a hearing anyways? I mean,
Well, I mean,
this moves to the court. and
it's not
that's-
clear that he requested a hearing, that's what's confusing here. See?
Tom, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You seconded the motion that I made, so therefore that, to me, means that you would like to have a hearing.
That was just, council voted no, so we're just gonna forego the hearing.
But Tom, if you have the right to a hearing if you want one. I mean, I just want to say that to you. If you request one, in my opinion, they have to give you. But if you don't want one, you don't have to have one. You see what I'm saying? It's your decision.
Would there be an opportunity for me to conduct discovery?
Theoretically, you'll present your case at the hearing, Tom.
Need to conduct
It's
discovery
hard
in
for me
order
to answer that because you
present
have
a
to.
proper case.
I mean, you need to file some kind of response, I think, I guess if you want to do, you need to file some kind of response, because the trouble with that is, what are the issues? We don't know whether you even deny the alleged wrongdoing. Or whether you just think, it's your position that it was okay, or that the board can't sanction you. We don't know what your position is. So it's hard to say what discovery would be relevant. I think if there was relevant issues, I guess I'd be inclined to say there's no reason not to provide evidence about relevant issues, but we don't know what the relevant issues are.
Bob, you started to make a motion. Did you still want to try to make a motion of some sort?
I made the motion, yeah,
What is your motion again?
to take the action tonight and
To expel or censure?
expel or remove him.
Okay, so I have an official motion for expulsion. Is there a second? Have a second from Kay. Now, we need a 2/3 vote,
You need 2/3 vote, yes.
so I'll ask all those in favor to say aye.
I,
Passes. Are you also an aye?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 aye.
Now, he can appeal this, correct?
Right. Yes.
But who does he comes back to us to appeal?
No.
In my opinion, because he didn't request a hearing ever, that's the action, and he would need to appeal it to the court at this point.
Is this effective time now?
Yes.
Yeah, because we have action to vote on yet tonight. So, a couple of things. The first thing is, I think we just need to make it clear, Tom, that I guess there's no way of stopping you for sure, but like the article, for example, that you posted in the Market, you signed a Councilman DeCola. The council's asking you not to represent the council in anything now. I mean, until there's some type of a different action, you are no longer a member of this board. The second thing is that we also, as a council, we're gonna need to make a motion to ask the Republican Party to effect a caucus to select another, person to fill that seat. Would somebody like to make a motion to ask the Republican Party to do that? Have a motion from Brad, is there a second? Second from Fred, all those in favor, please say aye. All in favor, Rachel? So Tom, we're just gonna ask you to, obviously it's open meeting, we're gonna have to ask you to remove yourself from the board, and then we're gonna continue with the meeting. We'll start with some housekeeping. We just need a signature